The U.S. is bringing in new money from tariffs, but a new report shows consumers are still facing economic stress. CNN's Maribel Aber joins us now from the NASDAQ market site in New York. Good morning to you, Maribel. You know, the U.S. collected new record monthly tariff revenues in July, but what can you tell us about that?
Okay, Chesley, the U.S. collected actually more than $29 billion in tariff revenue in July. That was the highest monthly total so far this year, and revenue from tariffs has been growing steadily this year. It was $17.4 billion in April. That jumped to $23.9 billion in May and then hit $28 billion in June. This big jump in July pushed the total tariff revenue collected this year to more than $152 billion, according to the Treasury Department. Trump administration officials have said tariffs could generate more than $300 billion in revenue for the federal government. This tariff revenue is collected by the U.S. from American businesses, but in some cases, companies will pass along the fees in the form of higher prices for consumers. Chesley, more tariffs equal more revenue, but also more pressure for businesses and buyers.
Yeah, we talked about the Americans still facing stress. One particular area that we're concerned about is groceries, right?
You know, the cost of groceries has been stressing you out. You're not alone. A new poll shows the majority of American adults are worried about prices in the supermarket. 53% of those surveyed said the cost of groceries was a major source of stress in their lives. Another 33% said the prices were a minor source of stress, according to the poll from the Associated Press. The next biggest stressor, the cost of housing, 47% described that, Chesley, as a major source of stress.
Wow. American Eagle's actress Sydney Sweeney getting a lot of attention these days, and now President Trump is getting involved in it?
Okay, American Eagle Outfitters shares got a boost yesterday from President Trump. Let's talk about it. The stock soared more than 23% after again Trump weighed in on the Sydney Sweeney Has Great Jeans ad campaign. In a social media post, Trump called the Great Jeans ad the, quote, hottest ad out there. He said the ad has led to American Eagle jeans, quote, flying off the shelves. But even with yesterday's gains, the stock is down 21% on the year. The company lost $85 million in its most recent quarter as sales fell. Chesley, remember, always do your research. Consult with a financial professional. Meme stocks, ride on momentum, and message boards, think roller coaster. Fundamental stocks, ride numbers.
Will do. All right, so a big home goods retailer is closing some of its stores. What's going on with At Home?
At Home is closing additional locations after filing for bankruptcy. The home furnishings retailer will close another 6 stores. That makes 30 locations in all that are closing. At Home locations in New Jersey, Indiana, and Illinois are among those that will now be shut down. Already At Home stores in Florida, Virginia, Illinois were among those scheduled to be closed. At Home filed for bankruptcy in June, citing everything from inflation to tariffs, supply chain issues. They're just one of the many chains that have struggled in recent years. Others include Big Lots, Joann Fabrics, and Kohl's. Chesley, I remember At Home helped me outfit my first year dorm. Now college kids are looking at TikTok and Target, even resale apps.
Wow. Yeah, it's one of my favorite stores as well. Even if I just get a chance to go around and just look for ideas, you know, I don't want them to close.
Yeah.